Hello everyone, this is Jotto, and welcome to a Solforge show. I know I said I wouldn't do these for a couple of weeks because I still have exams, but it's spoiler season. Love spoiler season. It's the best time of year.
Yay!
It's like a birthday present, over and over and over again, like 4 times a year. Yeah, love spoilers. Anyway, so yeah, we're doing the spoilers. Me and Moon in the background,
Yeah, thanks for inviting me to the show.
the
Hello,
resident
everyone.
German. He's the resident German on the channel.
Yeah,
You've been in a lot of my videos actually, if you go back on it. But yeah, we do
I
a lot of
will
stuff together.
remain here.
We do a lot of stuff together, so it makes sense that he appears on a lot of my things. But anyway, so we've got 7 spoilers. I think we've got is it 7? Yeah, three Alloyant
Seven.
cards.
Yeah, 7.
3 Alloyant cards, 2 Tempest cards, a Utera card, and a Necreum card. We just got the Necreum card today. I thought
Yeah,
we were gonna do
just
this
like
without one.
2 hours ago.
I thought we were gonna do it without one, man. I was like, where's the Necreum card? Come on! And it turns out to be the pre-order card. That's an interesting twist.
I'm so excited for that too.
Yeah, it looks really cool so far. Although, as we're gonna see a little later, they look super cool, but they're not. Not all of them are that good. Like, it takes a while, but you're gonna figure it out. Anyway, we're gonna go through these in order of them being spoiled, which is nice because the Alloying cards got spoiled 1, 2, 3, and Necreum card got spoiled last. It's just the Tempest one that split up. But to be honest, the second Tempest card really isn't a Tempest card. It's like a Necreum card.
Yeah.
All right.
Although you can play it aggressively, but we come to that later.
Yeah, we'll come to that later. It's like almost lost. Anyway, let's get started with our first card. The first card they spoiled, Umbrook
A dinosaur.
Lasher. It's a dinosaur, which means it's automatically good. Anyway, so it's a 6/4 at level 1, 10/7 at level 2, 18/14 at level 3, Utera card, obviously, with Breakthrough, and a new mechanic, which I think is like amazing. It's multicolor. It's multicolor cards in Solforge. It's brilliant. So it's Allied Tempies. Now, what does that mean? It means that when you play it, if you have a 10-piece card in your hand when you play it, not like all the time, which is what people thought it was originally, but it's when you play it, it gains some crazy effect. And in this case, it's the Rift Lasher effect with Breakthrough.
Rift breakthrough.
This is nuts. I'm not gonna lie, like we saw this card. To be honest, it was like, oh, spoilers. Oh yeah, spoiler season's starting this week. I wonder what they're gonna start. And then I randomly get this message from Moon. It's like, oh, have you seen the new spoiler? And I go and I'm like, oh, crafting, cool. Rift Flash. All right. So what? Even the stats are nuts. Like this in draft is crazy. I don't care if you're not playing 10-piece. It like hits all the boundaries.
Yeah, but not only in draft. Like even if you add like some pump to it, you actually get a decent amount of breakthrough, which you can
Yeah.
like spread out on the enemy
Like
board.
in draft, you could etch that little allied 10-piece thing out, and it would be good.
Yeah.
Like
I
you
mean,
don't
you
need
are
that in draft.
familiar with like this mechanic. For me, it was like completely new. You are like it's kind of like multicolor. And
In Magic, yeah. The multicolor cards are traditionally more powerful than normal ones, but obviously there's a restriction, so you can't like build a deck full of them because it just doesn't work. So they're gonna have to be careful with allied cards, but I think if they do them correctly and they don't add one that's insane for Utera Alloyan, they should be fine.
yeah. I think it will take a while for people to find out which is actually a good amount of both colors. Like if
Yeah.
you play those allied
What was it,
Tempest
like
cards, if you do it
90
like 50-50 or if you do it, like
93%?
70-30.
Did you say chance of?
Yeah, someone on
doing
the
this?
forums. I'm not sure if the number is correct, so don't take that for granted.
It sounds
But,
pretty correct, to be honest.
If you do it like 50-50, someone said you have like a 93% chance when you draw that allied Tempest card that you actually have the combo in hand.
Yeah, like, and also half of the times you have it, that it's not got the temps thing, you wouldn't play it anyway. So
Yeah.
it's the kind of thing where most of the time, like almost 100%, in a 50-50 deck, you will get this. But the allied cards, the 2 we've seen so far, have been much better as splash cards in other decks. And we'll get onto the actual card, sort of understand where we're coming from. This card, I'm not gonna lie, is ridiculous. Like the actual card itself in a vacuum is ridiculous. Like Rift Lasher ability with Breakthrough should be banned. But like It looks insane. The problem
It
is,
has really good attack thrash marks.
oh yeah, like
Look at
it kills Thundersaur at level 3.
Yeah, and the level 1 kills also the Thundersaur, like, completely.
Level 2 doesn't, but that's kind of annoying. Anyway,
Yeah, level 2 doesn't, but I expect the
Ferocious Roar.
Thundersaur nerf.
Ferocious Roar will do it. But yeah, Thundersaur might be nerfed, so if Thundersaur's nerfed, this is crazy. But anyway, enough talking about how crazy this card is. Why I think it might see constructed play. And I say might, and the reason is because the card itself is nuts, but it doesn't have a deck. There isn't
Yeah,
one.
not yet. I think the little breakthrough damage that you get just helps probably with trading and like it's not like that you can kill a creature with that breakthrough, but you might help another
It
smaller
helps.
creature trading up with a bigger creature, something like
They
that.
also can't chump it. They really
Yeah.
can't chump this late game. It just does much. The problem is, I think if the unless set 2 has a bunch of like really heavy aggro creatures for Utera and 10-piece, especially Utera, because at the moment Utera is just like Rearward Patriarchal Bust. That's why this thing isn't too powerful. Because he's like, would you rather have a 6/4 or 2/5/5 Ether Hounds? Like that's the problem. But it's the kind of thing where if they get more cards like that, this is gonna be really powerful. If it was just in the game now, I would say like mono 10-piece aggro, minus the avatars, and then put in 3 Ferocious Roar, 2 Petaminate, 3 Lasher.
Yeah.
That's where
To be
this goes
fair,
for me.
If you look at all 3 levels, only the level 2 is a bit awkward. Level 3 is actually pretty good, and level
Yeah.
1 is also good.
The level 2 needs some help. I think if you get like a Ferocious Roar on it, it's gonna do really well. It
Yeah.
like something to note though is it doesn't run over Gargoyle at all. Like it just doesn't get there because of the armor from the block. It needs
Right.
help. But
It-
with Ferocious Roar, it can get that help. Like
Yeah.
I would
Overall, I
s-
really like the new allied temples or allied cards in general.
yeah.
The idea
I mean,
of it,
yeah.
and this card I love as well.
UT needed
I-
some help. It really did.
Yeah, I will definitely try to find the deck for it. If you think about it, the Rift Lasher didn't make it really into constructed because it just had the problem that it just couldn't get through. You
It
need to
never
have
hit
like
him.
a,
It just
you need to
never
have
hit
like
him.
a Windcaller Shaman. You need to have mobility to get it to work.
Like, yeah, this is where Breakthrough comes in. Breakthrough is really strong with this effect.
Yep.
But I'm just not sure if it's going to get there. But we'll
Do
see.
you think that actually something like heavy artillery could be interesting on a card like this, where you just have like a huge
Allied
amount of
10-piece.
attack?
If it was allied Aloyan, first I'd like find Brian Kibler and smack some sense into him. But
Oh yeah, you can't do it.
then Battle
you're right.
Tactician would be a thing.
Yeah, that would be.
We'll come
probably
back to
cool.
Battle Tactician later, but Battle Tactician would be a thing, and I'm glad it doesn't work that way. Like Allied
What
10
do we
piece is
have?
what we
We have
need.
like Primordial Slam.
Primordial Slam, Enrage. Enrage is good with this guy, to be fair, but like Enrage already sees some play, some fringe play, so it could be worth it. What else could we possibly
Imagine level
see?
3 Enrage on the level 3 Umbrook Lasher.
Kill target opponent. But it's gonna do really well if it finds a deck. If it doesn't find a deck, it's kind of mediocre. In draft though, like first pick it. If you're in these colors, like if you get this first pick, you pick it, and then I don't care what the next pack is. You pick the 10-piece card. Like you just do. You really want this effect in draft.
Yeah.
But as we'll see, they spoiled a lot of heroic cards, which is nice, because heroic cards are like they're the boundary where they can be powerful because you don't see them too often in draft. Like you can't make a super powerful rare because it just ruins draft. Heroics can be insanely powerful, but
Yeah, good.
not like game breaking like Gargoyle. Gargoyle, some people have said like, oh, why isn't Gargoyle a heroic? Are you insane? Like first pick Gargoyle in draft. Okay, thanks for the 3-0. Like it's just heroics are borderline. They're borderline like overpowered, which is why there's so many heroics in constructed and not just
Yeah, I
like
guess you
legendaries
can compare heroics to epics probably in Hearthstone.
and like rares in Magic. Where in Magic it's mythic rares and rares with a couple of uncommons and commons usually in the average deck. Hearthstone, it's pretty much the same with legendaries and epics and rares and such. And in Solforge, it's the same really. Like majority heroic with a couple legendaries that are really deck defining, and then maybe a couple utility commons and rares. Like I like where it is at the moment, to be honest. In
Are
terms
all
of
the
spread.
cards that we actually see today heroic?
There is one
Not sure about
legendary,
that. There's one legendary?
which is what we're going to talk about next. Now, alright, so they
Oh.
spoiled their heroic. This was the heroic that shows off the mechanic. Now, before we go to the next card, as you guys know, I am I play a really, really odd deck called Alliant 10-piece Robots. And it works, surprisingly. But it's what I took to the qualifier. It's what I'm taking to the qualifier tomorrow as well. Works really well in the current metagame, actually. It has pretty good matchup against AU and like NT and such. But that deck has one problem. It's called Thundersaur. This next card eats Thundersaurs.
Yeah,
like,
like completely. Like if they play it.
let's just talk. I'm just gonna read off the card first. Okay, so 3/7, 7/11, 14/18 at each level respectively. It's a
Same
red
stats
card.
as Battle Tactician, right?
One more life at level 3, but yeah, pretty much the same.
Same, yeah.
It's more or less the same. But anyway, also with the Battle Tactician, those stats suddenly become very, very powerful.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a Loyan, because I think this goes in a Loyan, and you'll see with the actual effect. Alright, so when you gain a rank, each level 1 creature an opponent controls gets Defender, and when it is dealt damage, destroy it. It's like, oh, it's the Frozen Soul mechanic. No, it isn't. It's permanent. Like,
Yeah, I remember when I said to you, oh, there's a new preview card, and then like 15 minutes later or 10 minutes later, you just wrote me a message.
you know it's
Oh my
permanent,
God,
right?
it's permanent or something like that.
Like, and the best
We're
thing
like,
is,
oh, it's not that good, it's not that great.
but then,
And oh my God,
but the level 3 is crazy. Like, all it has is one extra line there. At the beginning of each turn, deal 1 damage to each creature.
it just wipes the board.
Unless they have armor. But
Unless they have armor. Yeah.
it's just like, Wrath your board. The other one is Firestorm. Firestorm suddenly becomes playable.
Yeah.
Like, I could actually find a use for the Nexus Core later, which is not as good as it looks. But one use...
It's also good with Avalanche Invoker.
That's true, but then you have to sacrifice some of your other creatures. It's a bit awkward. But and it's 2 level
Yeah,
gated.
but-
It's like rank gated. That's the problem.
But Avalanche Invoker has a pretty good body.
I think it's rank gated is the problem. Like, you can't really rely on 2 cards that gain a rank.
Yeah,
That's
Avalanche
the
Invoker
problem.
is rank, yeah.
Yeah, if it works, it's amazing. But Avalanche Invoker was always a little bit off being playable, and that's just because mono 10 piece hasn't been that good. Like, the best mono
Right.
color at the moment is like Utera and then Aloyan, or like Utera, Aloyan are pretty close together, and then Necrium, and then like 10 piece was just horrible.
Mhm. But
So
with the new
yeah,
allied mechanic, we probably see more mono decks with just splashing.
with little bit of splash, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, this actual card, alright. So, first of all, Firestorm with Nexus Core, not Nexus Core, Nexus Tactician is coming up. Which is, we'll go over it later. It's not as good as it looks, but one use for that much armor, by the way, spread out, is Firestorm.
Yep.
Like, you just go Tundra Tyrant, Firestorm, wipe his whole board, get in for like 40. But this works incredibly well in robots, because all the threats in AT robots, the only problems you have is dealing with Weirwood Patriarch and Thundersaur. Weirwood Patriarch you can get around a little bit, but Weirwood Patriarch and Thundersaur.
Don't
Now-
forget about Gargoyle.
Gargoyle, I kind of discovered that Gargoyle's a bit of a problem, but you can fight them with your own robots, because they kind of cancel. But the main
Yeah,
problem...
You're not playing robots.
Well, in my deck, I mean. I'm playing the AT
Okay,
robot
okay.
deck. But Weirwood Patriarch and Thundersaur were always a problem. Thundersaur just dies to this. Like,
Yep.
they can go Jetpack, and then attack into your, like, Matrix Warden, and then they lose the Thundersaur.
And it's really good that they implement cards that actually kill Thundersaur pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
they
good.
gave 2 cards that kill Thundersaur
Yep.
actually here, and the other one
There'll
is
be another one later.
the other one is the rank 2. Like, as soon as they hit rank 2, they go level 2 Weirwood Patriarch. But if you rank up with this on the board, that level 2 Weirwood is useless. Like, it's just a 9/13, which is good, but then they have a bunch of really, really large things that die in one hit. To like a
Also,
Magma
Static
Hound.
Shock is good with this guy.
And Magma Hound.
And Magma Hound, yeah.
I think Magma Hound more so, because Static Shock sees some play, but it's like, you're not going to play as an NT removal. You're just not going to. Like, you've got too many other cards you need to play in that deck. And...
Yeah, but maybe Flame Shaper becomes a thing again.
Oh, Mono 10-piece could play this with like Flame Shapers.
Yeah.
They could. There's a couple of things that could happen, like Mono 10-piece can use Firestorms with this and just rattle through. There's a lot of interesting implications with this card. I think it's going to see some constructed play. I'm not sure how much, but I think it's going to see some.
It is a little slow if you think about it.
It is very slow.
But it really helps against aggro decks and against beatdown.
There's
like
two
Thunder
big
Swords.
things here. Two big things that help it, actually. One is Battle Tactician, which is why I want to run this with Aloyan. And the other one is Weirwood Patriarch at level 1.
Yeah.
That helps a lot. Like, a 5/9, we've seen what Battle Tactician turns into if you get a Weirwood trigger
Even
on
the
it.
level 2, like, level 2 just needs to get Epidemic once and then it's in Weirwood range.
Yeah. And then they can't kill it, and it ranks up and wipes their board.
Yeah.
This thing is no joke. Like, I would not be surprised if this actually becomes... I don't think it's going to become a major force, but I think it's definitely going to be a tech card.
It might be.
I think it's going to be a tech card. Like, they spoiled a legendary. I think it's going to do something, but I think it's a tech card. I'm not sure, but I think it's a tech card. This is one to watch. This is definitely one to watch. Now.
Also, cool art.
Yeah, the art is amazing. And thank you for not screwing up the level 2 art on your first legendary, by the way. For anyone who doesn't know, the art in Solforge is pretty amazing. Apart from a couple hiccups here and there, like the level 3 monster developments looking like someone went nuts with paint. And they even got it wrong in the alternate art. It still looks like someone went nuts with paint. But if you want an example of incredible art, first look at this. Second, Flame Shaper 7. Like, level 3 Flame Shaper is incredible art. That's amazing. The problem is they seem to mess up level 2s a lot. I've noticed this. You see it in these cards as well. But look at Matrix Warden. Look at Arcflight Squadron. The level 2 is so weird in Arcflight Squadron. Level 1 and 3 look like they're the same card. Level 2 looks like some weird like rear view camera. There's just the level 2s are really awkward sometimes. But they got this one pretty good. Like, the level 2 is really nice here.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the art in Solforge is supposed to, like, tell a story as it gets larger. So, like, if we go back to Lasher for a second, like, the story of the Lasher is that as it destroys things, like, it gets bigger and you can actually see the house, like, burning down. Same with Thundersaur. Like, Thundersaur, it's being attacked in the first scene, then it attacks back in the second one, and then the third one, they're all, like, dead.
Yeah.
Like, that's how the art works in Solforge. Tell a story. And in this case, it's like splitting a glacier. And it actually works.
So to sum it up, it's, as you said, it's a tech card against some matchups, and it actually needs a little help in the deck to make it a viable body.
If AU still is really powerful, then this card will be insane. This shuts down AU. It just does. Flat. Like, they need to petaminate it and hope that you don't get it before ranking.
Yeah, and you play like, if you play this card, you play either Utera or Aloyum, right? To give it like a little pump.
Yeah, I don't see playing this in Necreum. You got enough removal in Necreum. Anyway, third card. Now, I'll just read it off, and then I'm going to give my opinion, and then Moo's going to give his, and we're going to move on. We have completely split opinions on this one, but anyway. First of all, what's up with that name? Apocrymancer. Apocrymancer? That's weird. Anyway.
What a Pokrymancer? We actually don't know.
I don't know. But anyway, 3, 6, 7, 10, 13, 16. Whenever you play an Aloyan spell, not a spell. Whenever you play an Aloyan spell, you may, in other words, you will, discard a card and level it. And it's the same at all levels. Now, I have a bit of a problem with this card, and it's called Synapses Oracle. And the other problem is, if you're playing Aloyan spells, what are you doing? like, we need some new Alliance spells that are good. Cause like,
Yeah, we both agreed on that we need some new alliance birds, but there are actually some alliance birds that can be viable, and they also become free.
yeah, but none of them are like amazing. That's the problem. You don't feel good
Yeah.
playing like a tech upgrade. You
Yeah,
never
but the
feel
tech
good
upgrade
playing a tech upgrade.
doesn't become free. Like Scythian becomes free. You just need to find the opportunity to play your Energy Surge or Scythian once.
The other weird thing about this card is that his ability isn't level gated, which kind of makes sense. The other thing is his level 3 doesn't make any sense to me. Synapses Oracle at level 3 is ridiculous. It levels up the cards and then you can play them. This one discards
Yeah,
them still.
they should. I agree. They should get rid of the discard effect on the level 3 at least,
I mean,
because the body is already
but then
weak.
if you do that, then there's gonna be someone who plays a stupid scout drone combo deck.
Uh,
You know it's gonna Kit's gonna come up with another Kitfinity deck with like scout drones, where he just like draws through his whole deck and goes scout drone, scout drone, scout drone, and then like draws through his whole deck again, levels all the scout drones. And then like he just keeps leveling up because you can keep doing this for like forever with enough draw spells if you hit luck long enough. He just goes like 4 scout drones plus a Pokémancer and then just level 3 battle tactician in the middle.
I think what this card says to us is that we will see at least, I'd say at least 3 more alliance spells,
They're good, hopefully.
maybe 2.
I just
Because
want
3 is actually
I want
quite a big number
one.
at 100 cards.
I just want one good alliance spell that makes me want to play this guy. Cause
Yeah,
like
you will get it.
if this was
Problem.
allied Necrium and you could change that to Necrium, for example, or just spell, it would be amazing. Like
No,
Dreadbolt
just
level
spell
your
would be way too
cull.
overpowered. Static Shock, dude.
No, if allied Necrium is the point, so you
Oh,
can't do
allied.
the 10-piece thing. I mean, if they really wanted to do it, they would say non-10-piece, but allied Necrium would be a cool way of doing it, and he even looks like he's a bit allied Necrium actually. In the art, but because then I mean, it'd be pretty good, but it wouldn't be like broken. Like
I guess you play him in
Dreadbolt
a
level your
Patriot
cull.
deck again.
Yeah, but if you play him in Patriarch deck, like, what are you leveling as Utera? Pataminate and ... Like, if
But
you're,
Botanimate is actually kinda neat to level.
the
So
problem
that's
is,
not too bad.
if you're playing AU and you're focused on leveling cards, first of all, play Synapses and then beat his face in until level 3. You're not gonna play enough spells for that to work. Like, is this like some weird... I mean, Aloy Necrium has been trying to do well recently. I played against a lot of Aloy Necrium recently. And I think he can fit in there. The problem is with putting him in Aloy Necrium is it's like, if you're playing Aloy Necrium, you're either playing Drix or like you're playing some weird Grimgaunt deck. And he doesn't fit in either of them.
By the way, this is kind of like a late game card. Do you think they will maybe add a white dragon in set 2?
What, Gargoyle isn't enough?
No, I'm speaking of like a dragon.
Yeah, Gargoyle's a
Drag.
pretty close to... I think Gargoyle... I hope Gargoyle is as close to a dragon they're ever going to get.
But it's not a dragon.
I mean, when we say dragon, we're talking about, like, the crazy large stuff, like Krogius and...
Every color has it.
They have, like... Well, I mean, green kind of has dragons. They have, like, Krogius
Boris.
and Thundersaur and Edge. Yeah, they have a Boris. But Krogius and Thundersaur and a Boris are, like, the big things. And then Tempe's has Scorchwing Dragon and Phoenix.
Doomwing.
And then there's Doomwing. And, I mean, Grimgaunt Predator is pretty close to a dragon.
Yeah.
Like, he's really strong at level 3. And then
Maybe we will see a white dragon.
I feel like Gargoyle... I hope Gargoyle is as close as they're going to get. Because the Lion does not need a more powerful creature.
Yeah, but if you think about it, Lion does not really have really good late game cards. Like Scrapforge Titan is good, but
They have Matrix Warden and Gargoyles and Battle Tactician and Blightsteel Sentinel and the entire robot engine.
yeah, but those are cards that are not really good on their own. Like I want to have a late game bomb.
Gargoyle's pretty powerful at level 3 on his own, to be fair. He, like, ends games. But I know what you mean, but it's just, like, they have Scrapforge Titan. I feel like Scrapforge Titan would be pretty good with this. He's a robot as well. Like, you can cheat him out. Like you could just cheat the Scrapforge
Yeah.
Titan now once you level them a bunch. Scrapforge Titan should probably come back at some point. But anyway, this guy, to leave on this guy so we don't spend like ages talking about a Pokemonster.
Oh, wait. Before you finish, there's another thing with Scrapforge Titan. We might see some more Scrapforge Titan play in set 2. With the, if you think about like the new red minion card, it actually doesn't really kill Scrapforge Titan.
Yeah, but actually no, it does. 10 armor,
But
12
level
attack.
2 does, right?
10 armor, 12 attack. It's enough.
Really?
It's enough. That thing
Oh.
kills everything. Anyway, to move on from Pokemonster, he's not good, but if they need like 1 or 2 good alliance spells, then he's really good. I'll leave it at that. Do you agree?
Agreed.
Alright. Next is Tactician. Now, I will quote someone from Facebook who did this in his top comment. This is what happens when a battle Tactician is left unattended with a Nexus core. But anyway, I can't remember who that was, but it was on Facebook. Anyway, so he's a 3/6, 6/9, 13, 16. When Nexus Tactician is in the center lane, other creatures you control gain 2, 3, 5 armor. He looks really good.
How is this a human?
Yeah, but he's in the middle, I think. Like, yeah. If it was a
Just
robot,
random
it would be
comment.
playable. By the way,
Battle Tactician is also a human. Anyway.
Well, that makes sense. Like, you can see
Well, yeah,
the
that-
guy.
You can see like the human, yeah.
But we're gonna reference Battle Tactician a lot with this one because this card looks amazing. Like, it looks really, really cool. And then you realize Battle Tactician exists. And in draft, by the way, pick him. Slam him. Like, if there's no Battle Tactician, slam him. Because he's crazy in draft. But he's just not good.
Might be another thing. This card might actually tell us that
Battle Tactician's getting nerfed.
gets
Yeah.
That could be the case.
If Battle Tactician gets nerfed to these stats, I think you'll see play. Maybe a 2-1 split. 2 Battle Tactician, 1 Nexus. Because Nexus is better against Tempe's.
Yeah.
But
I also think a Battle Tactician nerf is
needed, I think.
acceptable. Like it's one of the best cards right now.
Strong. It's really strong. Like, I mean, Nexus Tactician. Should we just go over why this guy isn't good? First of all, armor compared to Battle Tactician's attack: 2, 3, 5, 2, 4, 8.
Right.
Bad
And then
scaling.
the other thing is
The stats.
attack. Like you benefit of attack like every time you benefit of the attack of Battle Tactician, but there are only a few cards in the current format that actually gets affected by armor, like Bulwark
Yeah.
Bash or the
I agree.
3/7 guy that gets +2 attack. What's the name again?
Terra Vanguard. Unplayable
Terra
Vanguard,
Vanguard, yeah.
but Terra Vanguard.
It's really good in draft probably. Like if you have those two.
If you have
Nexus
those
Tactician
two,
and Terra Vanguard.
If you get a
it's really
Nexus
good.
Tactician, you just draft all the Terra Vanguards you see. But it's like, and you'll get them because people don't pick those. But it's, I mean, we've just been talking about the effect so far. I mean, the only benefit is Battle Tactician messes up Weirwood Patriarch, and this doesn't. Woo.
Yeah.
Yay.
That's actually true.
It's true, but it's still kind of weird because the problem with this card, first of all, the effect is less powerful. I mean, you don't get affected by Weirwood Patriarch, but I don't think you really care when you're getting +8 attack to all of your stuff, including Gargoyles, by the way. Like, Gargoyle does not care if he has 15 armor. Gargoyle cares if he has 24 attack.
Yeah. Is there are there like key cards which benefit of the 2, 3, 5 armor? Like cards in the current meta game that would trade really well if they have those armors.
Gargoyle.
Gargoyle, okay.
Because then he gets like 4 armor at level 1 and then 8 at level 2.
Yeah.
Which is a fairly big deal. But the problem is like, it's not a Battle Tactician, so you don't have to pay attention to the level 1 Gargoyle. Just kill the Nexus. Oh no, I'll take 5.
I guess Nexus Tactician is not too bad against stuff like Lightwalker.
He's good against Blightwalker. He's good against Tempe's. Like, NT removal is not too good against this. But then Battle Tactician's also really good against NT. So
Yeah.
like, would you play this instead? You need the anti thing for epidemic, and armor does not help versus epidemic. There's a reason why battle droid is terrible.
Maybe we will get some more armor related cards because white
Mm.
is like is it the only color that has armor? Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
only color.
it is. But it's just like if we get like an allied card with armor or something,
Yeah,
um,
we will probably get something like that.
like if he was a robot, he would be good. He wouldn't be like played in every single deck, but he'd be good.
Maybe human tribal, but battle
Maybe.
tactician is also human.
He's also yeah, god damn it. I want to recommend him, but battle tactician. It's impossible. And weird thing about the stat association, by the way, the level 1s don't trade. Battle Tactician lives. The level 2, if you Matrix Warden your level 1 Battle Tactician, he kills the level 2 Nexus.
The more and more I think about it, I think battle tactician just gets nerfed.
I
We have
hope
to-
so. I really hope so. Because if this is his competition, at the same rarity, I might add, if this is his competition, then he's not going anywhere. Like,
Yep.
he's gonna stay there and stay and stay and stay. You're gonna have to see, like, Mono 10 piece the best deck in the format to see this guy be
I like
better.
the effect though. Like, let's say you have like a stable board. You have like a really slow-paced game where you have stable board against stable board, and then this guy is kind of like a blowout drop. And if you know what I mean.
But so is Battle Tactician.
Yeah, but then your stuff probably dies or something.
And then
like
you play
that.
Senior Blowout.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, guys, okay? He looks amazing. He just isn't.
Okay, moving
They're gonna
on.
print a bunch of armor cards now just to prove me wrong on it. Anyway, alright, so moving on to the last of the Aloyan cards. This was Tiny Grimes, spoiler. Now, I feel like, first of all, what's up with the
is
art?
weird.
What's up with the art? Look at his hand. He's like, I can't even do it. I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Also, does he have what the fuck is on his head? What is that?
There's like a targeting reticule, I think.
I have no idea.
And then there's the cannon firing behind him. That's like the only cool thing about the art.
Yeah, it's so weird.
The art's just weird. I said they
I think
get
it's one of the weirdest arts in
in the
Solforge.
game. Yeah, it's like every so often they do weird stuff, but usually they don't get two of the art pieces weird.
But although this art is weird, the card is actually pretty good.
The level 1 art's cool. I like the level 1. Anyway, we're avoiding the topic here. It's another heroic, because they like spoiling heroics, I've discovered. They love spoiling their heroics, because that's when they can do crazy stuff without breaking the game, basically. But anyway, 4, 5, 8, 9, 14, 15. So, cullable.
Colorable, yeah.
Cullable and gullible, but anyway, cullable at all levels.
But colorable doesn't really complement well if you think about it, because battle tactician.
Battle
actually-
Tactician, yeah. It can be cold. It can be. Anyway, we're avoiding the topic here, but anyway, mobility 1, 2, 3. Each creature you control adjacent to a Lion Strategist gains +2/+4. It's a general on wings.
Quack.
It flies around. Did they really have to make a card that makes Gargoyle better? Like, was this
You and your
necessary?
Gargoyle.
Dude, it's freaking
Good.
insane. Gargoyle is dominating the metagame right now. It's kind of hard not to talk about it when looking at Aloyan cards. But they actually made Gargoyle better with this. Like, Tiny Grimes, when he was looking at this, was also saying, like, yeah, Gargoyle, like Gargoyle needed help. I really hope they don't make a white dragon now.
Does it hit Cypian on every level?
I think so, yeah.
Pretty good.
Cypian's not same play. I don't think he will. Like, I just...
Dude, leave
He
my
looks
Cypian
so
alone.
good on paper. We're talking about Cypian Infiltrator, of course. The card which everyone thought was going to be amazing, and then never saw any play. Looks so good, but it's just not. But yeah, anyway, this
I
guy.
promise you, I will make a deck.
You're gonna make a deck with Cypian in it, yeah. if he was a robot, he'd be nuts. Anyway, we say that for a lot of things. It's so true though. But this guy's crazy. We're kind of avoiding the topic, but this guy's just crazy. I'm not gonna lie, he's nuts. I think he's gonna be a constructed staple.
I
Like,
agree.
it's
Because if you think about the alloy in general, actually needs help to trade with most of the stuff,
Weirwood.
and this card trades with a lot of stuff.
I mean, Weirwood Patriarch says hi for general,
Yeah,
but the level 1, the mobility 1 doesn't really do anything apart from for random trading. It's the level 2 and 3 that matter. Because, like, level 1, you don't want to put him in the middle, it's just awkward. But level 2, you can hop over your Battle Tactician. Like,
Yep.
you can always affect all the lanes with level 2 mobility. And level 3 just lets you to hop over to the other side if you have to block something. Which is possible at level 3. He has decent stats. So,
It's a strategist.
he's a strategist, yeah, he's good. But it's not like the other cards where you can just talk about him forever, because his effect is pretty basic, and we've seen it before with, like, general, and he has mobility. It's a general with jetpack, literally. Look at his level 3 art. He has
It's
jetpack.
like better on his own. Like
Than general.
the
Yeah.
card is better on his own if you don't like pump it.
I mean, general with Weirwood like blows this out the water, but how often are you
Yeah,
gonna get
that's why I
that?
said on his own.
I mean, the other funny thing is, we kind of were expecting a general upgrade at some point because general is seeing some constructed play, but he's not really supposed to. He's supposed to be a rare that's good in draft, not like a constructed fringe play just because there's nothing better. Like this is the heroic general, and he will see play.
Yeah, I mean Battle Tactician loved the general bar.
Yep,
good.
and he'll love this thing as well.
Yeah, I will love this thing.
Anyway, so that's all the Aloyan cards. That is all the cards that have been spoiled for the best color in the game. And before anyone tries to debate that, just look at the last top 16 from the last qualifier. Anyway, but moving on to Nana. I think this is the best card that's been spoiled. I'm not sure though. Because NT removal needed a way of killing any creature in the game. Okay, let's get into this.
Literally any
So
creature,
4-1, 8-3, 12-15, Mr. Bizrak Spite Mage. Bizrak Spite Mage. Nice on the names there, guys. First we had Apocrymancy, and now we have like Bizrak. Anyway, I'm just gonna call him
Okay, I'm
Spit
gonna
Mage.
try hard now. You're gonna see me try harding now. This doesn't kill a Scrapforge Titan supported by the new Tactician.
Anyway, let's read the ability first. So it's 4-1, 8-3, 12-5. Has aggressive. Good start. It's like not Mana Worm. Friggin' Lightning Worm. Wrong game. But anyway, it's like Lightning Worm. But this is a little ability here. Allied Nacrium. When Bizrak Spite Mage, or is it Spit Mage? Anyway, deals battle damage to a level 1 creature, destroy it. Did they just put a Blightwalker ability on something with aggressive? Yep.
And some people play blank
Thundersaurs.
Thundersaurs
Ah.
just to level them, and you
Like-
just kill it outright.
Just saying, guys. Blank Thundersaurs, man. The other thing is,
Kind of weird because sometimes you really want to level this thing, and sometimes it might be awkward to level it, I guess.
but if you're not against Necrium, they just can't block it, and it does 8,
Yeah.
and then 12. Like it does damage over time. Like this thing hits really hard. 4 damage doesn't look like much, but if it has aggressive, it immediately like gets double on the first turn.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what I really love about this card is 2 things. 1, it makes Predator worse because he can't benefit from this. 2, it makes Devourer better because it can benefit from this. And people are like, why does Devourer need help? Have you compared Predator to Devourer recently? The fact that the Heroic is always a 3 of, and the Devourer is like a 1 or 2 of sometimes, is really showing the difference in those 2 cards.
Yep.
But this guy benefits really heavily from this. Like, you kill their Thundersaur, and then you get 2 triggers.
It is still awkward to like just play it on an empty lane because then they can trade up
It's
with
like
you
Blightwalker.
because it's not battle damage.
It's like Blightwalker, basically.
Yeah.
Like, it's like Blightwalker, just as awkward, but this is better than Blightwalker,
Because
unless it's NU.
there's finally a proper gargoyle killer.
Yeah, this kills Gargoyle at all levels. It kills Thundersaur at all levels, obviously. It kills everything at all levels, apart from Orion Battle Droid at level 3 and
This
level
card
1.
might actually force me to play Tempest because I really hate gargoyles, as you know.
Well, like NT. Well, you played NT removal before.
Well, I would need to play Aloyan Tempest
Well,
because
it's
I like
Allied
Aloyan a
Necrim.
lot.
Allied Necrim. Remember, Allied. I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be really funny if we both ended up playing like AT next season. But anyway, first of all, the art's crazy on this. I love the art on this one, but it just kills everything. I can't really get. What else can you say? It kills literally everything. There isn't really something that doesn't die to this. And also, late game, it's a lightning spark. You just play it, hit for 12. Like, it has aggressive. It's not like Basher where you have to put it in front of something and then like Dreadbolt what's in front of it so it still has aggressive until end of turn so you can get some damage in. Like, you don't have to do
How
any
much damage
hoops
does
like
the
that.
level 3 lightning worm do?
It's like 14, I think. 12, 14. I can't remember. It's been
Okay.
ages since I played that card. But anyway, it's not. There's not much in it. Like, there really isn't much difference. I know that the level 1 Lightning Worm is a 4-2.
Oh yeah.
So this is like strict upgrades. But what do you expect? Lightning Worm's a common that is bad for commons. But yeah, Spite Mage is really strong. Like,
This will be a constructed staple.
this is
more than
constructed
it.
staple. All NT decks will play this, all of them. Like, even Mono Necreum will just play 3 of these. Oh no, I miss one trigger on my avatar for the option to kill literally anything. Like, not even like Nexus Tactician stops this, really. Like,
Nope.
it has enough damage. Not to mention, if you can't deal with the armor, you just put it in front of the Nexus. Like, I think this killing Battle Tacticians with aggressive is a big deal. That and I think the major things this is going to hit are Weird Patriarch, if it doesn't get nerfed stat-wise, Thundersaur, Battle Tactician, and Gargoyle.
Gargoyle and also Predator.
And Predator.
Devourer.
Devourer.
Which big threat. Yeah.
Not Phoenix.
No, not Phoenix.
Scorchmane Dragon, because it can't attack you, it just does 5. Dragon is going to get hit by this. Krogius. I'm going to say it. Krogius doesn't do anything. Like, unless you have... Although I did actually die to a Krogius a couple of days ago. He went Krogius and then Lightning Brand. And hit me for 45 damage. That was fun. That was fun. But yeah, this is nuts. Like, I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, it's just crazy. It's direct damage when you want it, and it kills everything. Like, what am I supposed to say? Is there anything else to say? Got anything?
Nope.
Just kills everything. Alright, moving on. But yeah, constructed staple. Like, I think that's the best card of all of them, which is pretty impressive considering like Aloyan Strategist and such. But this will definitely be played, obviously. And on to the last card, the one that was just spoiled, the Oni Necrim card. Now, there's a certain card in I think it's Nether Embrace, which it does 4 damage to your opponent, and you heal 4. And it's terrible. No one ever wants it. You see it lost in draft all the time. So you're like, okay, this card is terrible. How about we put it on a creature?
Yeah, it's like a finisher or something.
Now, this is a Crypt Conjurer Necreum card. This is the alternate art, by the way. This is the pre-order alternate art.
We like the art, first of all.
Yeah, for the alternate art. I should hope it's good. But this is alternate art pre-order, so I don't know what the actual art is, but the alternate art's really nice. The stats: 3, 8, 5, 14, 7, 20. Okay, we're into Weirwood Patriarch territory. Good start, good start. There's already a deck that fits this in there, you know, with the Weirwood Patriarch and the Succubus and the Blightwalker and the Crypt Conjurers. Now let's read the actual ability. Whenever you play Necrium spell, oh, it's like the other thing, yeah, so it's not going to doom it, no. Your opponent takes 3 damage and you gain 3 life. That's 5, 5, 7, 7. This doesn't look like much,
pretty relevant.
but believe me, having your Dreadbolt deal 7 damage to your opponent every single time you cast it is a pretty big deal. Yeah, Epidemic, like, this is a big deal. Don't underestimate this. Like, all you have to do is Epidemic them, and then they take damage.
They but they not only take damage, you also can help, dude.
Yeah, I mean, you gain life as well, which is... It's actually fairly relevant, to be honest, with like Thundersaur.
Because it's a life chunk. Like, it's a
decent size. Like, if you have a full board, for example, and you... Like, you don't even need a full board. You can just go like Weirwood Patriarch, and then Dreadbolt their threat. And then it's like a 5 life... It's 10 life swing, basically, and your stuff is bigger and you attack with it. I think this is going to see some play. I do think this is going to see some play. I'm not sure how much. It might just be like a tech card, you know, just for some reach, like a 1 or 2 of. You know, just some direct damage, because that is something the deck is missing, to be honest, is a little bit of direct damage.
Yeah. It doesn't affect the board, like the effect doesn't affect the board, which probably doesn't make it a complete staple. But
it's no Succubus.
Yeah, it's not a Succubus.
The stats are better, but it's no Succubus.
What would you play with that? Do you think there's like an option for aggro Necrium deck? Because we haven't really seen that yet.
Well, the problem is that if you put this in...
The card itself is slow.
The card itself is slow. The problem is it's like the same with Succubus. Succubus is really good, but you don't put it in Mono Necrium because you need to be able to pump it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could play this in like a Loyan Necrium. That's possible, because you do have Battle Tactician to pump it up.
Yeah.
And it doesn't die very easily. Like, it'll survive 2 combats, at least. And with Battle Tactician it can survive for longer, and you can just level your Dreadbolts without fear of, like, not drawing creatures later, because each one you use... Like, most of the times you level an Epidemic, maybe a Dreadbolt or 2, and, like, a Cold a Week out of your opening 8 cards. Congratulations, you just dealt 12 damage. Playing the game. Like, this is the point. You play, like, we're not talking about going out of your way to play it. This is the problem with Apocrymancy, or what was it called? I'm gonna bring it up actually.
Apocrymancer, yeah.
Apocrymancer? Yeah, Apocrymancer. Anyway. This isn't like Apocrymancer. It's not a do nothing notable apart from you'll see the effect later card. That was the problem I had with that thing.
Yeah.
The reason I like this one is, one, it's in a color that actually wants to play spells. But mostly, the actual effect is fairly notable. Especially if you play, like, if you play the Weirwood Patriarch deck, that, like, you can play this in the anti-robot deck, basically. Like, you play this in your anti-robot deck instead of Succubus, or instead of, like, Mossbeard Patriarch, that some of them have been playing, or Aetherhounds or something. And your Predators and this will give you enough reach to, like, kill them.
Yeah, that's true.
And that works. And also you could play this in Mono Necrium, to be honest. You could try play this in Mono Necrium with, like, Dark Shaper Serpent as well. It's doable. I so wish this was a zombie.
I
wish it was a zombie.
Yeah.
That X-Wrath. Om nom 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 nom.
A zombie. That would be pretty good.
Om nom nom. You take 7 and then you take 13. Like, yeah.
Level 3 stats are awkward though.
It gets hit by Weirwood, but I mean, like, it's the
I think
Succubus
it should be
stats.
9 damage or something.
I mean, 3, 5, 7 is what they use for a lot of things. The problem is, if you're playing a slower deck that's like Stooly, which if you get to level 3 with a Weirwood Patriarch deck with Conjurers, you're going to be pretty Stooly, to be honest. That's how that deck plays. But this is going to live for like 3 turns at level 3. Let's be honest, 20 health is a lot.
True.
Like, it really is a lot. You need like a battle tactician or like a level 3 epidemic or something to even cut through this thing. So it's going to stay on the board, and you're probably going to get 2 activations out of it. And it's like a glutton at that point, but you gain life.
I think it's just hard to find the right opportunity to actually play this card, because your card quality in your hand might be higher if you have something like Grimgaunt, Predator, Devourer in your hand.
Yeah.
Then you probably want to drop the Predator and a removal spell, and not the Crypt Conjurer and the removal spell.
But then if
But
you
it
have
also might depend on your matchup. So,
but then if you have like Crypt Weirwood, you'll just drop that. Like you get a 5/10 that I think the mistake that people are going to make with this card is they're going to drop it, and then they're going to be like, I need to play mono removal spells for the rest of the game as soon as this is alive. You really don't. Like, the actual stats are really nice for Weirwood Patriarch. Play it as that, and then the spells will deal incremental advantage for the rest of the game. And that's all they have to do. You win the race if this is out. You just win the race. That's all it has to do. And that's the way I'm going to play it, at least if I do end up playing Weirwood Patriarch. Like, if I play Greem again, I'll play this probably. Or at least I'll test it. But yeah. I don't know, it seems like it might see some play. We'll have to see. I think that incremental advantage is fairly usable, though. It's terrible in draft, though. Never pick it in draft.
Yeah.
Please don't pick this in draft.
Draft you will have like Ghastly Touch, and that's about it.
Whoa. Anyway, so what's your favorite card out of the spoilers?
I like the dinosaur the most.
Alright, let's bring up the Lasher. Why? Why do you like it the most out of everything?
Because I think it opens up some variant decks that have like maybe give him different sort of pumps. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I feel like he's insane. I feel like in terms of raw power, he's one of the top out of these spoilers, at least. In terms of just raw power, I think the problem with this card is that all he is power. Like, he doesn't have any utility to bring to like Firefish or something. Like Firefish Durante decks. He doesn't fit there. And he like doesn't fit in Mono Utera for obvious reasons. Although I think they might still play him, because an 18-14 with Breakthrough is still pretty insane. But like, I don't know.
In case of raw power, obviously the what's the name again? The 4/1.
I think in terms of like game-ending power, it's probably gonna be like Strategist. I think is the game-ending powerful card.
Yeah.
Maybe it's either in terms of raw power. If you're like a raw power type of player, which I am from time to time, but I like my synergies a little bit. Like, I love Gargoyle, even if, like, he's not metagame defining, I still love the mobility thing. Because I seem to have turned into a very, very, like, normally when I play card games, I'm a very aggressive player. But I seem to not like the super aggressive deck in, like, AU Robots, where you just pump everything up and attack, attack, attack. I prefer the utility you get from removal and such, so it's kind of weird. Like, if you're a pure power player, though, the cards to look for from here are Umber Lasher, Alliance Strategist. What, like, maybe the Necrium guy, if you're playing Weirwood Patriarch decks.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, if you're a utility player, Spitter is the best card here, by far. Like,
yep.
I think Spitter is going to be a 3-of in, like, every NT deck until the end of time. Like, he's so hard to get rid of. He's so powerful. Anyway, my favorite card out of this entire thing, and I think you can probably already guess. See if you can.
It's the Spitter.
No.
No, Glacius?
That's the best card in this. Yeah, it's Glacius.
Glacius? Okay.
I love Glacius, man. Dude, I am the most anti-Thundersaur person you will ever meet. Like, I know Spitter kills Glacius, but I know Spitter kills Thundersaur, but I'm not an NT removal player. I tried NT removal and I was just like, I hate sitting back for like 20 turns.
The effect is really interesting. It also will, like, it is now one of the most complex cards in the game.
Oh, it's very complex, this card, yeah. I mean, very complex. I mean, what I love about this card the most, actually, is the flavor behind it. Like, so he's like building up, building up, building up, and then as soon as you start irritating him enough, he just freezes everyone. Like, I love that kind of thing. And then as soon as he's mad enough at like level 3, he freezes everyone and then just blows them all away. Like, I love the flavor behind the effect, I must admit. He just like blows all of them away. Like, that's what I love about this card the most, is like the art and the flavor and the stats. It's I think this is like a perfect card to me. Whether it sees a lot of play or not, it's like a perfect card. Like, the stats, you can call it auto levels. The stats are like perfect for
but
the
if you
call
get
thing.
to the level 3, it's actually pretty insane.
Oh, yeah, the level 3 is insane no matter what, I think. Like, it's a 14/18 that does chip
You need
damage.
like a level 3 car to get rid of it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And Spitter.
And
Like, and Spitter. Don't
there's
forget
a 12
about
damage
Spitter.
splitter coming in.
There's a 12 damage Spitter coming in. It's like, I don't care about your stupid Glaciousness. I'm gonna melt you. Like, I think, although, if I had to rate them, like, in terms of constructed, I would say, like, Spitter comes first. I think Spitter's the best card here. Are we in agreement there?
I agree.
Alright, then
It's the
after
most
that,
playable card.
I would go for the Strategist. I think he's the second best card here in terms of constructed play. I think.
Yeah, I think it is true.
And then after that,
Close.
I'm gonna say
Then it's
Glacius and
between
Lasher.
both.
I think. Glacius and Lasher are like really close.
Yeah, it's between both.
It depends
And
on...
the rest.
Alright, if Lasher gets a good deck, he's better than Glacius.
Yeah.
But if he
And
doesn't...
then the rest of the previous cards depend on the previous cards to come.
I'll say Nexus Tactician. If we look at the game now, then Nexus Tactician and then Apocrymancer. But it's just like... I'm looking at Nexus Tactician and I want to like you. I really want to like you. But I can't. I can't like the stupid card. Like, you know someone's gonna break it. Someone's gonna break Nexus Tactician. It's gonna happen. Like, someone's gonna figure out how this card is broken, but it's not gonna be me. Like, this is not gonna be me.
I think we will get probably daily preview cards from now on. We can probably do another show next week.
Yeah, next week we'll do like another 7. And then we'll do like a set review or something when the full set comes out, and we'll just like quickly skip over some of the cards we've already previewed. But anyway,
yeah, because the whole set preview would take like a day.
Yeah, it would. But we'll skip over the cards we've talked about the most, which will be a lot of the heroics, I should imagine. But anyway, out of all these cards, like, we have 2 constructed staples, 2 possibles, and then like, no, we have like, yeah, we've got Spitter and Strategist as constructed staples, and then we have Lasher, Glacius as possibles, along with the Necreum card also as a possible, Mr. Crypt Conjurer. And then we have Apocrymancer, which it feels like the what does it feel like?
It's like a mix between Metaside and the
You know what it feels like? It feels like kind of what Drix did when he came out.
Okay.
Where he just kind of looked kind of cute, but maybe broken, but we just haven't figured it out yet. Like, in the case of Drix, he's busted. Drix is busted at the moment. But that's mainly because of all the other metamines. Like, the other metamines aren't too bad. The Eloyan spells, however, like, don't even...
Yeah, Eloyan spells can need some
help. And then there's Nexus, who I'm sure someone's going to break, but it's not going to be me. I just... Why? It reminds me of Nexus Pilot, actually. That guy looks so good on paper. And then Battle Tactician.
Yep.
Anyway, thank you all for watching. It's been Jotto and Moon.
Yeah. See you next time.
Yeah.
With more preview cards.
We'll do this. We'll do this next week as well with all the new preview cards. And when the full patch comes out, we'll go over some of the other stuff like crafting. But anyway, If you like the content, please subscribe. If you have any feedback or just want to talk about random spoilers, put it in the comment section below. But this has been Jotto and Moon, signing off.
Bye.